run NG Plus on Japanese because this is the only one that the version differences really matter. But you can only run NG Plus on the United States NTSC edition of Ratchet and Clank 2 because
and it has to be Black Label too because
yeah, it has
Greatest
to be Black
Hits
Label. Yeah.
and PAL versions patched a lot of skips that are used in NG Plus, such as charge boots and stuff.
Yes, that's the exact case. Well, PAL is also slower because charge boots, and you don't have the wrench jump, so it's super slow.
Yeah. I think the charge boots being slower is actually because of like 50 hertz or something, or something to do with the PAL frame rate. Yeah.
All right. Now that we're actually in the run, we should probably talk about it a bit. I think that's definitely a good idea. Okay. First bit of movement tech we're going to be seeing here. You see how he's side flipping a lot. We call those macaronis, and what they are is basically they're also officially known as neutral cancel side flips. And he is pressing R1 and X while holding forward, and then a few frames afterwards switching to hard right on the analog stick. And what that does is it gives him a lot of forward momentum into a side flip, which for some reason just does a lot of, it gives you more speed, and it's simple as that. It's faster, so we do it.
It's the fastest movement without Clank in this game.
Yep. And also,
we didn't get the cutscene.
Yeah, well, you have to hit that cutscene in any percent. So, yeah, we just run over here. This is a lot of just walking through this level. Yeah,
and you'll see that a lot of what the enemies that he's killing is not just for fun, because he actually does need weapon experience. He needs bolts in any percent a lot.
Yeah, there are two major factors that we will be paying attention to here in the early game, and that is weapon experience, which you will see in the top left corner, the little red bar that's underneath the ammo counter. That will slowly go up as he kills more enemies, and when it gets to full, it upgrades to the next tier of the gun. And in the top right, you will see his bolt count, and that's basically his money. And he's going to be buying things with that through the run, and it's going to be the main reason we can do it. Well, we can do a lot of things in this run.
You saw there a miner out of bounds to reach this part of Ooze a little bit faster without having to go all the way around.
Yeah, saves about 20 seconds. It's one
there's a lot of tiny skips like that in this game that save not a ton of time, but it's it's worth going for if you're at a really optimized high level.
Oh no, you didn't do my skip.
Oh, he didn't do the cutscene skip.
Yeah, he didn't do the cutscene skip. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
so there's a cutscene skip. Yeah, there's a cutscene skip that you can do there where you can hit the checkpoint for this boss and sink into the mud, and it saves like what 1 second or something.
I think
by killing yourself.
I timed it at 1.5. I found the skip that way. I'm
That's great. Yeah, and he also skipped that boss fight completely by double jumping, hyper striking, and skipping through the mud, and you can just barely reach that ledge. There, another skip while jumping off some janky collision on the wall to reach the part of this grocery store area a little bit faster. Because the music in this area is like really chill for some reason.
Well, this is the Megacorp Armory, and they just have like your standard shopping mall music playing.
Yeah, it's really strange, and a soothing, like, robot voice talking into your ear constantly. So, he got the dynamo, and the dynamo will be used to activate mechanisms all over the game.
Yeah, the dynamo was the item that he picked up in a cutscene earlier, and it's what is creating these little green things. He uses it usually a lot early to just get across these little obstacles that can be somewhat difficult to get past if you do not have them, aka impossible in any percent, so we get it.
Yeah.
And let's see, now we're moving on to everybody's favorite part of this game, the ship battles.
Yeah, and the ship battles are actually some of the most annoying levels in speedruns, especially the new game categories, because you don't have the nuke, you don't have any of the upgraded ship weapons, and so you just have to chase these chicken ships around like an idiot until you, like, you beat all of them.
Yeah, this is 20 seconds of free time loss while you play whack-a-mole. So, like, this is one of my personal least favorite parts about this run. But luckily, you only have to really do this part twice, and that's really just about it.
Yeah, the worst part is that Felton, which is the second level of these ship sections, is even worse. But after that, you get the nuke, which severely speeds up a lot of these.
I actually find Felton a little bit easier once you understand it, because their patterns are a lot more predictable.
Yeah.
This one, I think, is just plain annoying because
it's an early run killer, basically.
Yeah, this is an early run killer. You will reset a lot to this because you'll just randomly come out 15 seconds behind if you're not completely sure what you're doing. And because there's not that much RNG in this game, even as in the any percent categories, which usually have a decent amount of RNG in them, that Rack 2 any percent doesn't have that much.
Yeah, aside from the ship sections, what is there? Nothing, right? Pretty much.
Ship sections. You do have bolt RNG, which is every time you break a crate that has bolts in it, it gives bolts within a certain range in numbers. But because of how the RNG modifier works in the game, depending on how the game thinks you should be in terms of bolt count, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So now he's going into Maktar.
Yeah, this is Maktar.
Which is the second on-foot, or the third on-foot Ratchet level. Again, just more macaroni movement, avoiding all the combat, slowly leveling up his gun, getting bolts along the way.
Yep. I usually like to be 4K bolts by the time I finish this planet.
Yeah, you definitely need to be watching your bolt count constantly throughout the run. And that's kind of a constant for all Ratchet any percent categories. You need to have mental checks, okay, I need a certain amount of bolts after this section at minimum to, buy something or unlock this next planet or whatever.
Interesting. I've never seen anyone else pick up bolts there before. I like that.
Yeah, he does some... There's some weird route differences that he's doing right now compared to,
Yeah, well, this run really isn't that optimized, so, there are a lot of, small detours people make more based on preference than anything.
Yeah, it's a lot of variables to take into consideration when you're routing bolts and stuff. Usually this game is kind of generous enough to where you don't have to worry that much, but it's not like Ouya tiers of not having to worry about bolts.
Yeah, and when he says Ouya, he is referring to Ratchet and Clank 3 Up Your Arsenal. We shorten it to Ouya because UYA, short for Up Your Arsenal. And yes, it is a play on words. For those of you in Europe, or I think Australia as well, most PAL regions, it was released as Ratchet and Clank 3, and Ratchet and Clank Going Commando was actually released as Locked and Loaded in the PAL regions.
Strangely, too, yeah, Deadlock. I was about to mention that.
Go for it.
It was changed to Ratchet Gladiator in the PAL regions for whatever reason. I don't know if Deadlocked is a particularly lewd insinuation or whatever, but
I think they came to expect it, so they just kind of said, "Change it. We don't want to know what you mean."
Yeah, there's some funny stories about Crack in Time. The PS3 Ratchet game was supposed to be called Clock Blockers, but Sony stopped it from being called that.
Yeah, they loved their puns and they loved their play on words. These games are quite charming in terms of their humor, and just overall fun.
This game is too. We're just talking about the how the third game kind of changed titles as well. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So this is well, we actually saw one instance of this before because we were talking too much about other things, but we're seeing the first use of the Electrolyzer here, which is an item he just picked up from fighting in that arena. And he just runs through these auto-scroller puzzles that are the same every time, and he creates effects such as making these light bridges here. I believe our next planet is Barlow.
It is.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh no, it's in Decoy.
No, yeah, it's in Decoy. You're right. I look at my splits. Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I just looked up.
I'm a good runner. Yeah, we're going to Endako here, which is where we're going to be picking up Clank, and we'll be seeing the use of the thruster pack movement for the first time very shortly here.
Oh, and also crane skip?
Yeah, crane skip. Yeah, crane skip is the noob killer of this planet. He does have to actually be careful when he's going on this planet because if you die at any point during this section, you can lose a ton of time. And
especially dying during crane skip too, because you start all the way back at the beginning.
Well, crane skip doesn't do much because crane skip is right here. We get past this clear bot, and this is when we do crane skip. Normally, you're supposed to complete an electrolyzer puzzle to get past this area, but we figured out that if you do this, swing the wrench and double jump, boom, you're up there.
Yeah, for some reason, when the enemy hits you, you can do a wrench swing as if you're on the ground, and you can double jump off of that and grab the ledge.
Yeah, all these enemies here do a lot of damage, and if he is not careful or makes a mistake, he can very easily take a ton of damage and die. And he has not hit any checkpoints since he got here, and he will not be hitting a checkpoint until he gets to the end of this segment. So if he dies at any point in this, he's going to be losing an easy 45 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, because the first checkpoint in this part is when you rescue Clank. So
yeah, this is just this is what the crane actually looks like. He has to use the electrolyzer for the crane here, and this is just a very straightforward puzzle. One of the ones I think is supposed to kind of sort of teach you about how to use the crane.
Oh, Jesus Christ, there's a dog barking in the background. I don't know if you can hear it.
The nuts. Each one of these things outside of the small sweeper bots do 2 damage. So 5 HP doesn't do very much for you.
That's it. Basically, they take away 1/3 of your health with 1 shot, so it's really bad if you get hit by them accidentally.
The electrolyzer puzzles are straight up auto scrollers, 25th Kirby. And also, if you fail this electrolyzer puzzle, you need to quit playing the game. It's literally you just press circle after every single one gets collected.
It's peripheral vision, the puzzle, basically.
Yeah, that's it. It's not so much of a puzzle as it is. Hope you have good
reaction times.
Yeah, reaction times and ability to pay attention.
So right here he's doing the first Clank segment of the game, and the Clank gameplay is basically you commanding these little gadget bots around to do a bunch of stuff for you, like attack enemies, make a bridge, lift some blocks and stuff. There's really nothing much to them, so I don't know if you want to explain anything else.
Yeah, there's not too much to them. Basically, each one of these little robots have their own certain abilities. Gadget bots,
as you can see there, he got stuck on a corner, the gadget bot.
Oh no, did he? Oh.
Yeah. So that's an example of how the AI in this game can sometimes screw you over, because the AI in this game is really dumb.
Yeah, well, the Gadgetbot AI is.
Yeah.
And whoever designed the AI for the bridge bot, which is this thing that's making a bridge here, yeah, that guy should be fired.
You see that?
Yeah, rip the lifter bot. We'll never see him again. Like, even in casual gameplay, you never see him after this because,
do you? I thought you saw him in Aranos 2.
No, you don't see him in Aranos 2.
Oh, right. That's strange. I really remember that you did. But...
Right. And here we go. We got the thruster pack, and we're going to start seeing some movement with that. The thruster pack allows you to double jump a little bit higher and also gives you the ability to long jump now, which is much faster and easier on your hands than doing macaronis. So we really like to get this. And now, here we go. Now we're going to go do the second segment of this to, just to, get some more coordinates. I forget which coordinates we get off this.
What is it? You get the swing shot?
Oh, yeah, you get the swing shot. Yeah, swing shot and grind boots. That's what it is.
Do you get any coordinates besides
Yeah, we don't get any coordinates from this. You're right. It was swing shot and grind boots. I'm a little rusty. I haven't played any percent in a hot minute.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like all plats, so I'm kind of scrambling to remember the route.
Yeah.
For those wondering, all plats is the all platinum bolts category of this game. If you've played any Ratchet and Clank game, there's always the special bolts like gold bolts, titanium bolts, etc. And all plats is a much longer run where you get all 40 of those. And the route is much different.
Yeah, it's a very cool thing.
As you can see here, he upgraded to the Heavy Lancer now.
Yep, we got the Heavy Lancer now. We fully upgraded this weapon, and this is right about where you actually want to get this weapon fully upgraded because it makes this boss a lot easier. You do not want to be stuck with a not upgraded Lancer at this point, which I would just reset if I got that, because it's not fun to do.
Yeah, and the only other weapon that he's going to be upgrading in this entire run is his Gravity Bomb to Mini Nuke, and these are literally the only two weapons he's going to use the entire game.
Yeah.
Or free, I guess, but I'm not going to spoil the surprise.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll get to that one.
We'll get to that in a bit.
Little fun thing, the Insomniac Game Pyramid always gives you 1,024 bolts.
How specific?
Yeah, if anybody understands that reference, which it probably should, well, any programming dude would get what that really means.
Yeah, and
1,024 bolts is a nice hefty chunk for when you're first in the early game here.
Alright, he's gonna go into... Oh yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Alright, here we go. We're going into Maktar again. Yeah, and here's the dreaded Maktar 2 skip that we saw him practicing earlier. This is by far one of the trickiest things that you do in this run. It's not horribly difficult, but it is quite precise, and if you're not used to the timing on whatever TV you're playing on, it can mess you up.
Nice, he got it.
Oh, perfect, second try. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, he didn't even die.
Yeah, I would have died at least 7 times, thrown my controller across the room, and shouted obscenities, like, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. Now it's the jamming array. Basically, he has to go around the spherical planet, hitting these bolt cranks and destroying these generators. And the movement here is kind of weird because there's a lot of enemies around. And for some reason, if there are enemies around, you can't spin the bolt crank because Ratchet will like automatically swing his wrench towards the nearest chicken, and it's really annoying.
You can actually get on the bolt crank even when dudes are nearby. It's just really finicky.
I only see that in NG Plus because you have like the shield or the Tesla barrier.
Yeah, and the Tesla barrier is busted. So, but sadly, we're not seeing that in this run because it costs too much to buy. Yeah,
the Tesla barrier costs 100,000 bolts, and the equivalent of that for any percent. Or is it 120,000?
Something like that. I haven't bought it in a while, so
yeah.
I just use it in NG Plus runs, like.
Yeah, you buy the Tesla barrier in all platinum bolts, but in any percent, you only get the first armor upgrade, which doesn't really help much, but it's something. Hold on, I might have to mute my mic.
Yeah, this is a rather simple thing, so, like, this planet, he's just kind of going through and just completing this objective here, which is to destroy these towers. Nothing really super interesting here, just getting to each one of these. And because they're always on the same spot, he just knows which way to go, and he runs to them, turns the bolt crank, shoots the thing, and the thing explodes, and then everything is happy, go lucky, yay.
Yeah.
And there we go. Alright, that's jamming array. And after our jamming array, we move on to Barlow.
Oh boy.
Where we're going to see the absolutely hardest, non-sarcastic way skip in the game.
Yeah, dude, get ready for some high octane, thrilling action.
Bad. That's not bad. It just stinks. That's a field battery. Oh, he's going for the swag hammer. I respect that. You can avoid a ledge grab here if you hyper strike at that point, but if you miss a hyper strike, you go falling.
Yeah. So Barlow is where we'll get the decoy glove. So if you want to explain how the decoy glove works.
Well, I want to kind of explain something else real quick before that, but I'll explain the decoy glove as well. So what you're going to see when we get to Barlow here is to maximize the amount of space they could use on the PlayStation 2, what they have done is they've built most of the levels in the game in a circular pattern. It works great for casual gameplay, but it also means speedrunners can exploit it by doing things such as high jumping to get on top of an elevator.
Yeah.
It is that simple. And boom, we are now at the end of the level, and we're going over to here to the Gadgetron vendor to buy our first item, the decoy glove. We're going to use this to do all sorts of fun things. And we'll see it used several times throughout the run to do stuff such as clip through walls or keep enemies off your back so you can go through without taking a ton of damage.
There will
be at least one point along the way where enemies can one-shot you if you're not careful. Because the enemies get harder and you don't get much stronger because we're going fast.
Yeah. The entire last third of the game, pretty much every enemy kills you in 1 or 2 hits. And the intended use of the decoy glove is to like you throw a blow-up doll Ratchet on the ground and the enemies attack that instead of you. And you can literally use that to distract them while you skip all the combat, basically. But the most important purpose of it is to obviously clip through walls. So this is the Barlow race.
This is the Barlow race.
Danu's, no, the memory card thing is not allowed in any percent. What he's talking about is that in the vendor that he bought the decoy glove from, if you have Ratchet and Clank 1 save data on your memory card, the items there are free, because they're actually Ratchet and Clank 1 weapons that you're buying. But we don't allow that because it's like NG+.
I think we technically classify it as file manipulation.
Kinda,
because we don't want to have to. We don't want people to have to play through the entirety of Ratchet and Clank 1 to play Ratchet and Clank 2. So we're just like, no, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, and that applies to all the PS3 games as well.
Yeah. Just in case people are wondering, there are some Ratchet and Clank runners in the chat, so if you have questions, they can also answer you as well. Denuz, Isaki, Nano Hollow Guys, and Stan the Greatest, I all know, at least have some knowledge of Ratchet and Clank and can most likely answer some basic questions. Nano Hollow Guys has some game knowledge that is unparalleled, by the way.
He's the taskmaster of Ratchet and Clank.
Top meme right there for those of you that are familiar at all with game knowledge. But yeah, this is the Barlow race. Yeah.
Nothing much to say, yeah.
Oh
yeah, Tarnawina. Can we not forget Tarnawina? Boxbreaker.
I would prefer we forget Tarna, but sure.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep the Ratchet in-jokes to a minimum here because I'm trying to be at least somewhat professional.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta throw him a bone at least once.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, now we're done with Barlow, and we're moving on to Felton, which is the one other time we're going to really have any issues with the ship fights. This is, like, the hardest one of the ship fights that you'll see in any percent, but I personally don't mind it that much, because once you get it down, it's pretty straightforward. You just go through Wave 1, and Wave 1 has pretty easy patterns, because unlike when you first ran into all of them in the first nebula, I forget the name of it,
Whoopash.
These guys are, yeah, Whoopash Nebula. These guys spawn a little farther away, so you can kind of see what they're doing way beforehand. Makes it a lot easier.
Most useless skip in, not in this game, but in A Crack in Time, there's a wrong warp that takes you straight to the final boss, but you can't beat the game because you don't have the hover boots. I'm serious. You can get to the final boss with 2 seconds on your total playtime. Like, literally skip from the intro to the final boss fight, but you don't have the hover boots, so you can't even fight him. So disappointing when I found that out. And in this ship fight, you'll notice that he's also collecting Raritanium, and that's gonna come into play for the next planet.
Raritanium is that icon that sometimes pops up in the top left, right under the ammo counter. And it has like a little yellow crystal looking thing. That'll become relevant later in. We will be using it to buy some ship upgrades. And
buy in like a million quotations.
Well, yeah, buy, quote unquote, but we do need at least some Raritanium to quote unquote buy the quote unquote things we quote unquote need to quote unquote complete the quote unquote speed run.
And I guess I'll explain the ship shack glitch when we get there.
Yeah, we'll explain when we get there. It's pretty straightforward, and I mean, if anybody's played this game as a kid, they've probably done the ship shack glitch. So
yeah, because it's really easy. It was patched out of the PS3 versions as well. So I guess if you want to explain the HD re-releases of this game,
yeah, sure.
These games were re-released on PS3. They were ported by Idle Minds, I think.
Bless their heart.
Yeah, they tried. God bless them. Basically, the only reason you can't do any % on PS3 is because the ship shack glitch to buy the nuke early does not work. If it did, PS3 would be faster by several minutes.
Well, it does work, but it's like near frame perfect.
Yeah,
so,
it's basically like...
Yeah, it's like, why even try?
Yeah, it's way too hard.
Yeah, but even then, you only really lose like a couple minutes collecting Raritanium, and I know there was at least one runner that ran on PS3 for a while, and he would actually just forgo getting the nuke and eat the time loss on PS3, and he still got pretty good.
Yeah, I remember that. It was I think it was another Japanese runner as well.
No, it was a dude that was in the Discord for a while.
Oh, right.
I'm
thinking of something else, right? Yeah, because the title wasn't Japanese, but the guy wasn't Japanese, so I don't even remember. So he's going on no tack right now. This is actually the optional path for this planet to get the coordinates for Suncognito Ship Shack.
Oh yeah, we just skipped through. We skipped through an out of bounds without realizing. He wall jumped there and clipped through a wall. Because if you manage to get to a spot where the developers didn't intend you to go in this game, there tends to just not be collision anywhere. Because they didn't expect you to get up there, and the PS2's memory is so limited that they had to cut something from somewhere. So they usually just said, "Oh, you're not getting up here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll just get rid of this wall."
Yeah, a lot of these,
reason for it to be here.
Yeah, a lot of these exploits only worked because of development constraints that were implemented to save memory and whatnot. I remember Mike Stout, one of the devs, he said the PS2 was basically like 2 pocket calculators taped together, and they had to figure out how to get around those constraints.
Yeah, I like that analogy a lot. You got 2 TI-83s kind of wedged together. All right, but we actually have something cool coming up.
It was in the commentaries for this game.
Yeah, right. This is the first instance of decoy clips. Here's what we do. We aim downwards. We throw a decoy glove. We wrench swing. We're through the wall. And now we are out of bounds while swimming. And now, whoa, I've never seen that go that high. Yeah. And that was the end of that level. We had to pay 6,000 bolts to those robots so they would give us coordinates to the next planet. Because bolt stipulations were considered a good thing in this game. And now, let's go to the Shell Shack. I hear they have a talking dog.
They have a talking dog.
That's a joke with some of the runners. We call Slim Cognito's Ship Shack that's the Shell Shack because we are all degenerates that like SpongeBob. So here's the Ship Shack glitch.
All right.
if you double-click on something you can't afford and then immediately go to something you can afford and buy it, you will instead buy the thing that you couldn't afford. So we just bought the nuke and the lasers, and now we're on our merry way. And the nuke is... Well, the nuke's just plain OP in general. You fire that thing, and 80% of whatever you were aiming at is dead, if not 100%.
Okay, so Siberius is the next planet, and this is where actually he's gonna pause a little bit here, as you can see, to...
Yeah. We're actually seeing a little interaction here that I don't want to really skip over because I think it's actually kind of cool.
Oh, go for it.
We figured out that if you use the gravity bomb and wrench swing and pull out the gravity bomb again, it resets the fire rate. So it allows you to just really quickly get out a ton of damage. Because usually the gravity bomb is like boom, boom. But with just swinging it, you can just see how fast it's just boom, swing, boom, swing.
Yeah. There's a similar trick in Ouya as well. So here's the first boss. It's the Thief, also known as Angela Cross, and basically you just have to shoot at her until she goes to the next phase.
Spoilers!
Oh, spoilers! I'm sorry! We don't know she's Angela Cross yet, but yeah, she's Angela Cross. Right here he's trying to get Gravity Bomb experience. To get... Oh, okay, he did it. Upgrade to the mini nuke. As you can see, the bomb now has a mushroom cloud.
Yeah, these robot guys gives a ton of XP, so you can just really quickly get it.
I think that's the last weapon upgrade in the run.
Nano, you don't do nuke storage in any percent. Thank the divine beasts of whoever, but
yeah,
you do not have to do nuke storage in any percent.
Thanks.
That's a frame perfect trick that is done in some of the New Game Plus categories, and it's awful.
It's infamously known for killing many NG Plus runs.
Alright, and here we go. We fight this boss, and basically what we do is we strafe and hold down circle.
He's not doing the mini nuke strat. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think he knows about the mini nuke strat. You can fire the mini nuke as you go into the cutscene, and it'll get off a bunch of damage. Like, he's just not opting for it. Either he doesn't know about it, or just hasn't really cared to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, 80% in this game is actually not that hard.
Nano's memeing.
Yeah, I know. And now the planet Tabora. So, what do you want to talk about Tabora?
Tabora is pretty straightforward. We're just going to be doing a lot of running to the end because we got all the weapons we want upgraded to full now. So really, we're just kind of running through here. At least this beginning cave sequence. We have another little surprise that we'll see once we get to our destination here. At least on the outside of this cave to the second half of Tabora.
Yeah.
But the gist of this, just because there's a little bit of backstory that kind of matters here. Ratchet was duped by Megacorp as he figures out on this planet, and his ship crash landed somewhere in here, and he fell into a cave. And now he comes over outside the cave, and he gets a message from the thief, aka Angela Cross. Big spoiler right there. Who would have guessed? And now we see that some random hippie has our ship, and he's not letting go of our ship until we give him 10 of these random crystals out in the desert. So we go over and we just start collecting these.
Yeah, this area is actually a huge open world area. There's like, I think, 60 crystals. But
yeah, this is your area to grind for like money if you are the kind of guy that likes doing that, you know, the perfectionist and all that.
Yeah, it's a fetch quest to the max, and thankfully we don't have to go too far from the ship to get all the crystals that we need. Yeah,
we only need 10 crystals, so we just kind of run through, and we have like a little route that kind of tells us where the best place to get crystals are, and then we just make our way back to the hippie and give him his crystals, and we get our ship back.
And right here is
oh yeah, that's
Death
right.
Warp.
Yeah, I forgot we Death Warp in any percent.
Yeah, so as you can see, the enemies here already do like 2 units of health. And so we just aggro them by hitting them with the wrench to cause them to hit Ratchet and kill him. And it's a bit faster to reach the ship because you don't have charge boots in this run. Ratchet to any percent is actually the only category in this game that does not get the charge boots.
Well, yeah, for any game that has the charge boots in it.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about throwing a joke in there, but I decided against it.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, that's Bora. Now we're on to Dabo here. This is another planet that has a bolt stipulation.
So as you can see,
to have
breaking,
10,000 bolts.
Yeah.
Alright, we got 10,000 bolts. So now we're going to make our way, not quite to the end of this. We're actually going to be doing something a little bit different here. Because we have another stipulation we have to meet before we can do those, before we can just like pay our 10,000 bolts and get out of Dodge. So we're going to be doing a little thing to make it a little faster and also skip getting another intended item, the glider.
Oh yeah, the glider, and it also skips the planet Joba. You're normally intended to go to Joba, get the charge boots, the glider, but you know, you can just do all that with this very intended by the developers trick right here, as you can see.
Yeah, we can just clip out of bounds there and just glide over to here. And now we're at the end of the glider segment where there's an electrolyzer puzzle. And we just do these electrolyzer puzzles. They really are just so simple. You can literally do these blindfolded after you played this game a few times.
Yeah.
And then what we do is we die here because for some reason the teleporter doesn't spawn until we die. And then the teleporter's there, and boom. And then we pay our 10K, and we make our way back out of here. We're out of here. Blow this popsicle stand.
Yeah, and the optional path there was completely ignored because the planet Joba is just completely useless. You don't need the charge boots. You don't need the glider at any other point.
Yeah.
You don't even need the levitator, actually.
No, you don't need the levitator at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you skip a lot of intended stuff in any percent. It's kind of cool. And now we're on Grugus Cloud. There's a little trick in this where if you fire at just the right spot, you can get a 1 drop on how many turrets are here, and he got it.
Nice.
We found recently
that's how OP
that
the nuke is.
Yeah, that's how OP the nuke is. There's supposed to be 6 turrets all the way around that entire thing that you're supposed to shoot and kill. But if you fire the nuke at just the right spot, you can get 5 of them easy. We technically found out recently that you can get a 0 drop, but I don't think it's consistent yet, so we don't do it.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, someone posted it on the Discord. You can check it out.
Alright. Now, Todano.
Yeah, Todano, this is going to be a planet where we're going to make a small detour to get another item that actually saves more time than any other item I think we get in this run.
Yeah, it might seem like it's really out of the way. You might be thinking, well, why is he even getting this? Didn't you say that he already has all the guns that he needs? Well, not one. We have one last trick up our sleeve.
This is my personal favorite just because it is so, like, out of left field. You wonder how anyone even thought of it. So, now, there's a few different paths you can take here, but we're going to take path number 17, the one that the developers thought that they didn't intend.
Ooh.
Well, that's number 27, where we go there and then we get there. So yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, that's gonna be the first big climbing out of bounds SI example.
Yeah,
or did we explain what SIs are?
Yeah, we did not explain what SIs are. I'll explain that real quick. Alright, in this game, there's some interactions you can do involving certain sloped surfaces with certain properties. If you land using the helipack, or if you swing the wrench while on certain sloped surfaces, you can jump from that, or even do a high jump if you're using the helipack. And we call that a slope intercept, or SI for short.
Alright, so what he just did there is
this is an example of a helipack SI, and by the way, I hate this tree with every fiber of my being, and boom, see right there?
You got it really fast.
Yeah, that was a little SI that he did right there, where he landed and he was able to high jump immediately from that tree.
And the reason the robot didn't kill him is because he threw a couple decoys behind a rock, and the robot kept shooting the decoys behind the rock.
Yeah, I love the decoy glove. It's so many silly things. But the item we picked up, because I skimmed over that trying to explain that size, the Sheepinator. And
don't spoil what the Sheepinator does.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil, but trust me, there's a reason we get the Sheepinator.
Yeah, and it's a pretty amazing reason. Anyway, Bouldin.
Yeah, Bouldin. Okay. Bouldin.
This first crate at the beginning here gives you like a lot of bolts.
It gives you a freaking lot of bolts.
I almost went not PG-13 there. I apologize.
I got you. So we place a ton of decoys here because these guys are very, very strong, as you just saw right there. They just knocked 3/4 of his HP like nothing. All right, and this is actually one of my favorite uses of the decoy glove. We decoy clip into this wall, and we place a decoy out of bounds here. So when we jump up, the enemies shoot the decoy that's under the ground. And
the enemies are just shooting at the floor while you take the elevator up.
Yeah, and this is about halfway through Bouldin if you play this casually. He's going to stop here, and looks like he's going to grab some decoys just because that's a good place to do it. And we figured out that if you decoy clip here, you can jump onto an invisible wall on the other side. If he gets it, we'll see. This one can be kind of finicky. All right, here we go. And he jumps here, and there's a little, oh yeah, it's not quite invisible, but textures. And then he just glides over to here. That looks kind of low. He might hit an invisible wall here.
Oh, yeah, that looks kind of weird. Okay, no, never mind.
Oh, all right, he clears it. Yeah, there's an invisible wall there. If you're either too low or too far to one side, you can hit it. And it's real feels bad man moment, and you just have to redo the clip. Luckily, it's not a huge time loss, but it is very annoying. And now that was the end of the level, and we're moving on to Aranos 2, which is, I like to call this one the Widowmaker, just because there are so many small things that can go wrong, and if you miss any of them, you can lose a hefty amount of time.
Yeah, Aranos 2 is probably one of the most difficult planets in any percent, and it's kind of interesting.
It's one of the most difficult in any percent, but I think Zen would slap me if I didn't say Aranos 2 was free. At least Aranos 2 skipped.
Yeah, I was about to mention that because any percent is literally the only category in this entire game where Aranos 2 is actually hard.
Any percent it's not hard, it's precise.
Yeah. But it's a lot less free than, you know, NG Plus or something.
Yeah.
Or any category where you have the charge boots as well.
Yeah, we're going through this Clank segment. It's really straightforward. We just get to the end like we do with any of these Clank segments. We don't really have any cool tech for Clank in this game. Yeah. Just this hammer bot and just kind of running through all the motions. This one, it has 2 spots with gadget bots, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And then we have one other Clank section we do after a small other section in this, which is actually a little bit weird, because you usually skip that Clank segment in every other category. But we actually go through both Clank segments of Aranos 2 in this.
Yeah, he gets the, or no, he doesn't get the wrench, in Aranos 2 here. Ooh, he might be close to dying here.
Yeah, he's very close to dying. So he's taking the safe strat. This loses a bit of time, but it is much safer than trying to go for it. What he was trying to do there was, if you punch those robots at the right time, you can stun lock them and get them off the edge so they die, or you can just straight up kill them by just spamming punch. And he got a little unlucky there and didn't quite get it. And now you'll see that he's back to doing macaronis here because we no longer have Clank with us.
And as you can see, he's walking up the side of this platform because it's normally meant to be a magnetic platform, but he doesn't have magna boots. Ooh.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not horrible, but it's not good.
So the intended strat here is to have Magna Boots to, you know, do this weird anti-gravity thing, but because we skipped so much content, we literally cannot progress except for this way.
Yeah.
Which is climbing up the side of the platform, you know, climbing into the top of the level, and here's a really cool ledge grab. Ooh.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
That's so what he was trying to do is like hug the platform so that he ledge
you got
grabs.
the ledge grab, but it like had some wonky thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't have, well, they're called the gravity boots in this.
Yeah. Ooh.
And and he's trying to get that ledge grab, and that is more tricky than you would think it is. This whole thing is just full of like really precise and tricky things that can mess you up if you're not careful.
And this isn't even the bad part.
No, I think this part is worse than Aranos II, the other thing.
Or the ceiling thing?
I'm talking about the jump on the light post that we'll see after the Clank segment.
So he got that ledge grab?
Yeah, so that's the hard part of this little segment over. So now he's just got to get to the end here. We'll have another Clank segment coming up once he lands on this platform. And that's gonna be that's gonna be the plan.
Yeah, as you saw there, he was really careful with being shot because these robots here, I think they one-shot you. I'm not entirely sure, but they take away.
No, these don't one-shot you, but they're very annoying. They take 2 health off Clank if you get hit by the big robots.
Oh, I was talking about the ones that shot fire, the crab bots at the end of that Ratchet section.
Oh, those? I don't think they one-shot you. I don't quite remember because it's been a minute.
Yeah. But
yeah, like, now's a good time to answer any questions because there's not much we can really explain here without like just repeating ourselves. This is all just the same stuff. We go through to the end, we get the gadget bots to the thing, and we just hit a checkpoint at the end, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, so if anybody has any questions about this run or like this game, feel free to ask. Yeah. I'm bad at English, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's why we're commentating a Japanese stream, so.
Yeah, good point. One last thing here, if the gadget bots fall off this bridge, you're soft locked. So
Rock Fuels, I am Squirrel. Alright, let's see, and there we go. Alright. And that's the end of that.
Yeah.
And he gets the wrench here. You do get the wrench upgrade in any percent just because
I thought you can do the Protopet strat with that.
Well, you don't do the Protopet strat in any percent. It's way too risky.
The wrench strat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's way too risky.
Okay, so what he's trying to do here is clip out of bounds and double jump onto the ceiling.
No, I was thinking of different. I was thinking Tesla coil strats. Yeah, you could do the wrench strats. I think. I don't remember. We're gonna do the fun strat stuff.
Yeah, so there's the final boss of this game has a lot of possible strats that you can do.
Yeah, this is a very precise setup to clip and land on top of that light post, and boom! Nice. Oh, first try, nice.
Now second try.
Nitro, real quick answering question. Nitro in My Blood, preferred version for this game is you specifically need the PlayStation 2 NTSC United States version Black Label Edition if you want to run New Game Plus. If you only care about any percent, you can run it on basically anything. You lose a bit of time on PS3, but that's it.
Yeah, you lose like a few minutes on PS3 because there's some cognito glitch. So right here, he's clipping out of bounds and doing another series of SIs to climb up these structures.
Yeah, this is actually an old strat, but it is 100% consistent.
Yeah, this is the all plats old route.
Yeah, it loses a few seconds, but it is 100% consistent.
Yeah, he still gets to the room where you get the coordinates for Gorn, which is the final ship level.
This is the final ship level. This one, I actually think is kind of cool. Like, you can do some really fun ILs of this, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, I don't know why. I like this mission. This is one ship mission I like.
Yeah, and there's also going to be some very minor, like, bolt grinding here. Or because he's just going to do a mission twice that showers him with bolts. And he's going to need all those bolts for the next planet.
Yeah, it's free bolts, really. Like, it's the fastest possible way you can get, like, 20,000 bolts.
Yeah.
And 20,000 bolts is a lot, because... yeah, we only have one other item we actually have to buy.
Yep.
And even then, you technically don't have to buy it. You're
but
just
it
a
makes
crazy
it...
person if you don't.
Yeah. So the next item that he's going to buy is the armor. So he's going to get some armor. And that's going to prevent him from getting one-shot by literally everything left in the game.
Yeah, because he's at a point where literally any enemy that he is fighting will insta-give him.
Yep. So you will instantly die from any shot. But even if you buy the armor, you still die in like 2 shots. So it's like...
And now we're on Snivelac.
Oh, he's getting the nanotech upgrade.
Yeah, good call. It's free HP. We might as well.
Yeah.
Only a couple seconds out of the way to... I think that one is actually the difference between 2 and 3 hits you can take, but like I never got it because I was bad at getting it. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. I just had some sort of kryptonite with it.
Yeah. So as you can see here, he has enough bolts, buys the armor, and there you go.
There you go. Body armor. Oh, hold on, let me rephrase that. Body armor.
Body armor in a million quotations. So that's the last thing he's going to be buying. He doesn't need to care much about bolts now. And as you can see, he's throwing a lot of decoys in the path of these tanks. So they shoot at them instead of him.
Yeah, this part is deceptively tricky because your decoys die really, really quickly.
Yeah, and also there's...
quickly.
Yeah. Ooh.
And you see right there, like you just suddenly get under a hail. You just get another hail of fire coming your way, and it
it's just a flood of bullets coming down, and you can't really do anything about it. You get hit 3 times and you're dead.
Yeah,
right
like,
there.
This is a real nasty spot. Like, this is a huge area where like you can and will die. Like there's no question about it. You are destined to lose runs here. I've gone like 5-10 times on this before without getting it once. Like it's
because you can just get comboed, or like some straggler enemy aggroes you for no reason while you're trying to do the clip for the wall.
Yeah, and this whole thing's just brutal because these guys just like 2-shot your decoys.
Or 1-shot sometimes.
Oh,
dude!
If you threw a decoy there, you might have had it too.
Yeah.
Oh, feels bad.
So that's why he needs to throw decoys all around constantly, because you need to have a lot of buffer.
Yeah, Snivelac is like a bane of my existence.
Yeah.
But
it's probably one of the most.
But on the bright side, that's all he has to do on Snivelac is get past this part, and it's like home free.
Yeah. And nice.
Good. All right, now we are into the boss arena without triggering the boss, and now we're going to see why we got the Sheepinator. This is also a good time to answer questions.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to explain how this works real quick. For some reason, the Sheepinator works on bosses. We are not sure why. We don't know how. We don't know why it got programmed this way, but it does. And this is roughly 12 to 20 minutes faster than fighting this boss normally.
Yeah, if you played this game casually, you know how much of a nightmare this boss is, because you have to hit him with turrets that do like 0.1 damage for each shot or something.
This is ridiculous how much time this saves. This is the whole reason we can go through with getting as few items as we do in this run is the Sheepinator.
Yeah, this is the reason why this game is under an hour for any percent.
Yeah. It's just it is so weird that the Sheepinator does this.
And once he finishes the bar, all he needs to do, I'm gonna wait till that happens. As you can see, a tiny little sheep spawns, hits the boss with the wrench once, triggers the boss properly, and the boss instantly explodes and dies.
Yeah, and the boss is dead.
Yep, just like that.
And boom, and its legs are gone.
Yeah,
he's just full Lieutenant Dan right there, man. That's what happens. Like he got hit in the leg with a wrench, so they just like fly right off.
So the next planet is Smog.
Yep.
Is there anything to say about Smog?
It's Smog.
Yeah.
There's a skip. Oh wait, no. Oh no, I'm not thinking of Smog. I'm thinking of Grelbin. This actually has some cool stuff on it.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, I got the order confused.
Yeah.
This one we go through some acrobatics, I like to call it. Really, we do a lot of decoy movement. Yeah, because each one of these boxes for some reason has collision on the floors on the inside, so we can do some really cool acrobatics and clipping through floors.
Like that.
just by jumping up, and then we can go across all this stuff and skip huge chunks of this level.
Yeah, these are not just towers like with textures on them. Every single one of these boxes has collision that you can jump through, and you can
this
pretty
is
much
all
climb.
out of bounds.
Yeah, you can climb the entire level by going inside a box and just double jumping up constantly.
And now we're technically back in bounds, but that's not gonna last long because we don't like that. And boom, man, and then we just spam the X button until we're on top of all these boxes.
Yeah, the camera is like...
hold on, sorry. Boxing. And we just run over here, and this is the ending part of the level. We do an Electrolyzer puzzle and hit a cutscene trigger that gives us access to Grelbin.
Yep. So that's the plan.
Yeah.
You were intended to do a lot more. Like, you were intended to do a whole bunch of dynamo stuff of a crane and, like, platform around this entire warehouse, but it's just no.
Yeah, it's a really cleverly designed map, I think. I think it's really cool casually, so that's why we skip it.
It's kind of a trend in the Ratchet games. We kind of just destroy all the good design that these guys spent years making just by...
Yeah, if we skip something, it's either a really cool designed item, something that we don't like, or it's made by Mike Stout.
And the reason we're playing the game he's playing the game with autosave, as you saw there, is that he loaded his file when he got the coordinates to Grelbin to reach his ship a bit faster.
Yeah, it's faster than taking the alternative route of grinding down the rail and going onto a little platform that takes you through a tour of everything that you missed and then to the end.
Yeah. Alright, Grelbin. So there's a skip here.
Yeah, there is a singular skip. Fun fact, this level, well, the outer area of this level was made in a grand total of 3 days by Tony Garcia.
Yeah, and this level was actually awarded...
The hacker himself.
Yeah, and there's a funny story. This level is another one of those, like, sandbox, find all the item stuff. And at Insomniac, after this game was shipped, they started doing something called the Snow Beast Award, which is one of the enemies in this level. And it got given to whoever programmed the worst part of any game that got shipped. So
yeah, like if you had the worst feature that made it to live, you got the Snow Beast Award.
Yeah, so someone got the Snow Beast Award for making this level, I think. The hacker puzzles in
Tony Garcia was the one that started the Snow Beast Award.
Yeah, Mike Stout and Tony Garcia, they've done a lot of dev commentary videos on Ratchet 2 and 3. They're really interesting.
Yeah, if you ever want to learn more about these games, I highly recommend checking out the Ratchet and Clank developer commentary. It's on YouTube. Mike and Tony are wonderful, wonderful people that are super knowledgeable, and like they've actually helped. Well, Mike's helped a lot with the community. I don't know if Tony's done much.
Mike
but anyway,
is
we're skipping over a skip here, rambling about other things that we can do.
Right. So this is Yeatle, the final planet.
Yeah, we jumped on some boxes to go out of bounds because apparently we can do that. And now we're going to wrench SI up here like we've explained before. And now we're on top of the very edge of the level. And there's a little spot where we can... Oh, that's not... Wait,
wow,
can save this? Nice. Yeah, that's a good save. And he just went past an invisible wall, and now we can skip the entire outer portion of Yeatle, the final level. This
also skips another gadget too, the Hypno.
Yeah, it skips the Hypno guys, yeah. And now we're on the inner part of Yeatle. This part has so many little things that can go wrong. This thing is This thing is a well-oiled machine, and you are a monkey wrench trying to make your way through it.
This well-oiled machine has specific parts tailored just for killing you, so...
Yeah, like, this is so... There are so many very little things that can go wrong here. Like, I remember when I first started this, I had... Like, when I first ran this, I had, like, constant, I would get, like, 30-minute splits on Yeetle.
Oh,
just
God.
because, like, oh, no. That's
Oh, Christ, okay.
Yeah,
so...
that's yeah, there's a guy there that for some reason he can position himself in such a way that he can shoot your decoys, and if he shoots your decoys, like the other guys usually turn and kill you. And
okay, so this is the protopet room. Oh, he's killing them with the wrench.
Oh,
that's safe.
Yeah, safety strats. I don't blame him. I hate protopets too.
Yeah, this room is horrible.
This whole thing's on a cycle, and it is a pain. All right, so here we go. We get over to here. And now we're going to see the one other use of the momentum storage in this game to get across the scrap.
Oh!
Swing shot swag.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh,
and because he died, he's all the way back to the beginning.
All the way back at the beginning. So
that is why this planet is brutal. It doesn't matter how well you do. If you mess up
die
one thing,
once, no checkpoints.
Blink and you're dead.
Yep.
He was on. I think he was on real PB page there too.
He might have been on PB. What is his PB anyway?
It's like a 104.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was on real PB pace there.
Yeah,
for that
he might
have.
That might just barely edged out a PB with the protoped. That sucks.
Yeah, man, that's a feels bad right there. Can't we get some not like this for that? My God.
And, well, now you can see why Yeetle is known as the run killer that it is.
Yeah,
because
this planet is evil.
Huh, it rhymes. But yeah, he's doing this again, protopet room.
Yeah, he doesn't even care anymore. He's not doing safety strats on protopet.
Yeah, he's going for it. Alright, let's see if he does the strat again with the swing shot.
Yeah. Well, you gotta do the swing shot swag to get across this.
Yeah.
Like, you straight up... Oh, he can save it. He can save it.
Can you save it?
Oh, he's going with the backup. I forgot you could do this.
Right. Basically, if you kill these two tanks, this is the intended strat, killing the tanks to spawn the swing shot things. And not, you know, momentuming your way across, but... Ooh, he's in a tight spot here. I think one shot from these tanks and he's dead. Or a few. I don't know. I think 2 shots and... Ooh, he's out of ammo.
Oh.
Okay, so I think my Discord bugged out.
Oh, it did? Oh yeah, that was a feels bad. And I think I was not pushing my push to talk button during that entire skit.
Oh god. I wasn't hearing anybody, and I don't think my voice was going through, but basically, he ran out of ammo there.
Yeah, that was such a feels bad right there.
Yeah, I didn't even see how he died because I had to restart my Discord. But
he ran out of ammo, and he got a ledge grab off the long jump that like I didn't even know was possible, and like he just got really unlucky and got hit by the tank.
Yeah, I thought he could save it with that ledge grab. Alright. Ooh, he almost died right there, as you saw. The guy shot his decoys.
Yeah, like there's that one dude, like 50% of the time, for whatever reason,
he's just
waiting in that doorway. It's like, oh, I know you're gonna place a decoy there, buddy. What do you think you're doing? And then
I think if he kills a little more enemies, he's gonna get a nanotech upgrade. Actually, I just noticed that.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
That's the worst. That's a consolation prize right there.
Oh god.
All right. Yeah. He can do this. He can do this. No, he can't.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
He might have to get nanotech upgrade here.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get the nanotech upgrade whether he likes it or not, probably.
Oh, he bought the...
Oh, well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because he's not buying anything more.
Is there a strat with that? I don't know.
No, there's no strat with the chopper. I think he just fumbled.
Misclicked, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this planet is an absolute pain. Like, I cannot stress how many small moving parts there are to this planet that will... Like, the best way I can describe this planet is small parts, choking hazard, not suitable for
small children.
Runners. Yeah, not suitable for small children and/or speedrunners.
Yeah, because like the entire Ratchet 2 run is really chill except for this planet.
Yeah,
and
this
really
planet
sucks.
stresses me out. Ooh.
Yeah, he got the nanotech upgrade right there.
Yeah, nice upgrade.
What about small speedrunners? Then you're never going to be able to complete a run of this game.
Yeah. You have to be at least 4 feet 7 inches tall in order to speedrun this game. Oh yeah, this is painful to watch because I've been in this exact scenario.
Yeah,
this is what happens. You will choke 1,000 runs to this planet.
Yeah, we can't stress enough how bad this is, or how how much of a run killer this planet is. It takes hours of practice to get it consistent.
Yeah, this is not a choke. This is the planet. This planet is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not even like 1 or 2 parts, it's the entire level.
Yeah, as Nano Hall guy said it, rip in peace Blakester, our boy, the man.
Choking Yeetle.
Yeah, well, everybody chokes Yeetle. Well,
yeah, everybody chokes Yeetle.
Yeetle chokes you.
Yeah. There is no, like... You don't even, like, win, you just get a little better each time.
Yeah. It's painful. Yeah, like, I guess while we're here, we could actually answer some questions.
Yeah, so if you want to...
That sounds like a good idea. Yeah, if you want to ask some questions, like, feel free to ask, like, either me or Pina will be more than happy to answer, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, because this is just not going well.
Yeah, this is I've seen this. It absolutely sucks. Like,
yeah,
it's painful. It's sad, and I feel for this dude. This is not even like this isn't even completely his fault. This is just like this planet is such
the game screw him over. How NG Plus differs from any percent? There's a few things. So NG Plus, you have first person mode, which you can use to climb walls.
Well, true NG Plus, anyways.
Yup. NG Plus also has the shortcut to Bouldin, which is what you use to, or the shortcut to the Insomniac Museum, which you use to skip over 2/3 of the game.
Yeah.
You have the charge boots from the start. You can do decoy glove proxies with the charge boots. What else?
Geister Carla, this is the last level. There's a charge boot movement. The first person glitch I think is actually worth going over in somewhat decent detail. Basically, if you are in NG Plus and you go into first person mode, if you're looking at a wall and you double jump and spam square at the apex of your double jump, you'll start moving upwards.
You'll get more and more jump. It just basically keeps refreshing your double jumps for no discernible reason.
Yeah, like we are unsure why. You just gain a ton of height, and it's used a lot in the NG Plus runs.
Okay, I think he might actually make it this time because he killed the
actually
tanks.
might make it this time. Come on, I mean, it sucks that he has to do this safe strat, but like,
wait,
oh no. He got hit by the bullet.
He got hit by the tank as it blew up.
Oh no!
That sucks. So as you can see, this game is a cruel mistress. It really just screws you over, like with complete and total impunity. But yeah, what were you saying about the first-person mode?
Well, we were talking about the wrench elevator. There's also a thing called decoy proxies, which I think are really freaking cool. if you use the charge boots in this game and you throw the decoy glove while running at a sloped wall, what happens is you keep your momentum and you go flying up the wall.
Yeah.
And it sends you ridiculously high, and you can use it to skip a bunch of things and do all sorts of just really amazing. Oh no, he's getting flips on that.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
I hate when the proto-pets do that because they usually end up killing you.
Yeah, I just realized, couldn't he, or can you decoy glove these tanks? Like, put the decoy...
Ooh, there we go, he finally got it. And
so that was the strat that he was trying to go for.
Yeah, that was the strat he was trying to go for. It was funny, because he got it, and he got really loud for a second, because I have my volume turned kind of low, so I can concentrate. But he went, oh, yatta! Like,
I'm watching the stream on YouTube, so I didn't hear it.
Yeah, yatta basically means I did it, so
yeah,
like I'm happy.
That's like one of the few Japanese words that I actually know. So now he's going to the final part of the planet before the final boss.
Yeah, this is there's one other spot where like he can have some issues. Like in this little area, it's a small gauntlet, but he's actually hit a checkpoint now, so it's not as huge of a deal if he dies here. Yeah. Because if he dies here, he just gets put back behind that little sliding elevator thing, and he can just kind of keep on moving. All right, but it looks like he's just gonna breeze through it because he got good decoy placement and all that, and he can just kind of run through.
All right, and so Sheepinator.
Well, there's a little more than just a Sheepinator to this fight.
Yeah. So let's explain it. So first, he stands on this ledge and lures the proto-pet into rolling into him. Then he pulls out the Lancer and goes into first-person mode. He's going to destroy this ammo box that spawns right here, which prevents the proto-pet from eating it. Proto-pet's going to bounce in place for a few times, and then he starts spawning enemies.
Oh, he doesn't have to destroy the ammo box.
Oh, he does, right? Yeah.
He's locked in place.
Yeah. So now the proto-pet is spewing out, like, the minions, but because he's off a ledge, he never stops his animation because the enemies keep dying faster than he can reach the number that they're supposed to spawn. And so now he just uses the Sheepinator on the boss that's, you know, frozen in place. And yes, filling the Sheepinator bar to max will kill the boss and finish the game.
Yeah, and this is in fact a very lovely camera angle. And I find it hilarious that it's this easy to soft lock the final boss.
Yeah.
And this is literally just waiting around for Sheepinator. So once this boss is Sheepinated, that's time.
Yeah, so he just has to hold down circle for like 3 minutes. So I guess this is the part where we all take our bets as to what time this is going to be. This is a common trend with Rack 2 runs. When you start Sheepinating the proto-pet, everybody starts guessing what time you're going to get. So
I think he's on 102 pace.
102
Rock Fuels, the world record's a 55 something.
Yeah, 55, 53 by Toe Hobbit.
Man, I remember when the world record was a 102.
Yeah, I remember when the world record was like a 112 by a French guy or something. That was the first Rack 2 run I've ever watched. It was really interesting. The route hasn't changed that much, it just got way more optimized.
Yeah, like it's pretty much always been this.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So this is the final boss battle.
Yeah, let me unmute the stream to hear what they're talking about. Oh, nothing.
I mean, what are you gonna talk about during this? I don't know.
I mean, nothing.
I'm just kind of sitting here killing time, man. Like,
yeah, I'm just waiting.
Yeah, this is just all a matter of time.
And yeah, I think he's gonna get like a mid 114. Looks like it.
I mean, you can't call that now. Come on. It's
come on, man.
You're coming out.
Oh, not even a mid 114. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean the normal Sheepinator is brutal. It takes forever. Nice. And there we go. That's the game. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in watching more runs like this, feel free to check out the Ratchet and Clank community Discord. It is open to the public. Just join and ask whatever questions you want. There are a ton of people there that are more than happy to answer whatever you want.
There are a ton of games to run, lots of cool people. Check out the leaderboard, speedrun.com/RAC.
Yep, and I hope you enjoyed your time here, because I sure know I did. And your next game that's coming up is Fire Emblem Mystery of the Emblem, being run by Yumi Ryusaki. I'm sure that's going to be an amazing run. Hope you stick around.
All right. So thank you, Evil Squirrel and Peanut, for that. With the information you gave me, I'm sure I'll just bop the world record here in a couple of days.
No, I'm sure.
Okay. So, yeah, pretty nice run. Excellent commentary, you guys. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you for having us.
All right.